Hello, everyone. Last night was the 28th Annual Critics' Choice Association Awards. I am a voting member of the CCA, the Critics' Choice Association. I do vote for the film awards. So it was really fun last night. I couldn't be there in person, but I did get to watch it at home. It was fun to see how many people that I voted for did go on to win last night. So let's talk through some of the winners and kind of see what are their chances going into the SAG Awards, then going into the Oscars, who maybe repeated some wins from the Golden Globes. And as we talk about award season right now, it's always such a fun time in the entertainment industry. Let's talk about some fun categories up front. We saw Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery go home with Best Comedy and Best Acting Ensemble. Really terrific movie. I love Glass Onion. I've seen it a couple times now, so I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. It's now streaming on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, they also took home the award for Best Animated Feature with Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Another stunning movie. My favorite animated movie of the year, I'm going to say it. And I'm so glad that they won. I felt like I was seeing Pinocchio for the very first time with what Guillermo del Toro, his team of animators, it was the stop motion animators, animation, and it was stunning. It had such beautiful storytelling. I highly, if you've not seen it yet, highly recommend it. It is a little darker, so just be cautious if you're going to watch it with the kids that it's a little bit darker in tone. But there you go. All right, let's get on to some of the acting awards. Best Young Actor went to Gabriel LaBelle for his performance as a young Steven Spielberg in The Fabelmans. He's such a good actor. I'm so excited to see what Gabriel LaBelle has coming up. He's so young, and to just do what he did in The Fabelmans, I know that there's going to be such a big future for him, so I'm excited about that. All right, here we go. The acting categories. Best Supporting Actor went to a repeat win from the Golden Globes for Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Fantastic performance. He played Michelle Yeoh's husband in it. You know, Ke Huy Quan, best known for The Goonies when he was a child actor. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. He was also in Encino Man with Brendan Fraser, and he stopped acting for a long time. There were no roles for him, as he's talked about, and he's so appreciative of the Daniels giving him this chance, and it has paid off. He is so good in Everything Everywhere All at Once that I am just loving this kind of award season ride with him. I do think that he will go home with the SAG award, as I think the industry loves a good comeback story, and he gives great speeches, and it's a really terrific performance in the multiverse world that movie sits in. So go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. Speaking best supporting performances, best supporting actress, another repeat win from the Golden Globes went to Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. She is long overdue for an award. That her performance, not only in that movie but in so many of her films, is stunning. When I watched it, I was blown away. She was giving me Shakespeare royalty as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I love seeing what she did in that movie. I think she's, like I said, long overdue. And I think the industry knows that, and they want to show their appreciation for her. So, yes, she won the Golden Globe. Yes, she won the Critics' Choice. But I think we also will see her go home with the Screen Actors Guild. And because there's a lot of overlap voting between the Screen Actors Guild and the Oscars, I do think, much like Ke Huy Quan, I think that both of them are going to ride out awards season and kind of crank out all of them. So well deserved for Angela Bassett. All right, Best Actress. This is a really tight race, at least in my opinion, in terms of like what I saw people talking about, who I thought maybe they were voting for. I don't know who I voted for, and I think it really was coming down between Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. She did win the Golden Globe, but who also won the Golden Globe was Cate Blanchett for Tar, and Cate Blanchett did go home last night with the Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress for Tar. You know, talked about this before. She plays such a complicated anti just villain role, such a rich, layered, nuanced performance in Tar. She plays a well-respected, world-renowned conductor, EGOT winner, best of the business in this movie, who is accused of sexual misconduct. And you see it, and you see her behavior, and it really is basically like a Me Too move me from writer-director Todd Field. And Kate is fantastic in it. Kate is always great. Kate always gives phenomenal performances. So I was not surprised that she won. Even though I was debating between her and Michelle, I do think that I think that there is still a race here. I don't think that we're not calling it yet for Kate Blanchett. So I'll be very curious to see who goes home with the Screen Actors Guild Award in a couple weeks. And I think that will then kind of veer us into who might be taking home the Oscar. But again, Best Actress went to Kate Blanchett. Best Actor was Brendan Fraser for The Whale. You know, a lot of people talk about how this is a really strong year for him, a really good role. I personally did not care for the movie, but I did think he was really strong in it. He gained a lot of empathy for that character in Darren Aronofsky's film. I think people thought, well, is it going to come down to Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler for Elvis, maybe Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin. But I think Brendan Fraser, you know, he's got so much momentum. He did not win a Golden Globe. That did go to Austin Butler. And I'm not really surprised. I mean, Brendan Fraser's been very open about some abuse that he had with a member of the Golden Globes. So I think people are really excited to award him with the Critics' Choice Award. I think he will go home and get the SAG. The industry loves him. And there's kind of this comeback story for him, right? So he took a few years off. He was known for broad comedies like Encino Man and Airheads, and then he went and did the Mummy movies, and he's took a few years off, like I said, and I think people are ready to see him. Oh, Gods and Monsters. Forgot about Gods and Monsters. If you haven't seen that, him and Ian McKellen, that was, maybe 15 years ago now. He was showing off his dramatic side, and we got to see him do it here. So I'm really looking forward to actually seeing more dramatic performances from Brendan Fraser, because I know he has it in him. We saw that in The Whale. He was supposed to be in Batgirl, but WB Warner Brothers Discovery went and canceled it, which is stupid. I would have loved to have seen him that. But it's good that Brendan Fraser's finally getting his due. He's such a great guy. He gives good speeches too. So I think he may ride it out too. I think Austin Butler, he'll have his time later on in his career. He gave a great performance in Elvis, but he's got a whole career ahead of him. He'll get it. I think we're going to see Brendan Fraser take home the rest of these awards this season. All right, coming in at, let's do two more. So we got Best Director. Early on this award season, I think a lot of people thought that this was going to be Steven Spielberg's to lose. Steven Spielberg did go home with the Golden Globe. Everyone loves The Fabelmans. But there's this resurgence right now for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that's right. The Daniel Scheinert went home with Best Director. That movie, you need a strong vision to put that movie out there, and they did that, and it was phenomenal. So proud of the Daniels for what they've accomplished with that movie, and it's great to see it just excel. You know how much I love that movie. All right, because we're talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was named Best Picture by us at the Critics' Choice Association. If you have not seen it yet, it was my #1 movie of 2022. I love it. Michelle Yeoh, Ke Quan, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis should have been at the awards last night, but she was sick with COVID, much like Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson. Michelle Pfeiffer was also sick with COVID. Phenomenal ensemble movie, and I just love everything about it. I love everything. I love the concept of that movie, and this idea of a multiverse, and this idea of like looking at what your life would have been like had you made other choices, and that everyone in it is sending James Hong, forgot about him, Stephanie Hsu. Ooh, all so good. Again, everyone I've talked to that have loved it has loved that movie. You will love it if you see it. I highly recommend it. So those are the big winners from the Critics' Choice Association. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Picture, Best Director. Ke Quan winning for Best Supporting Actor. Cate Blanchett for Best Actress. Brendan Fraser for Best Actor. Angela Bassett for Best Supporting Actress. And a really good night. The Daniels also won for Best Original Screenplay. Sarah Polley won for Best Adapted Screenplay. Claudia Miranda won for Best Cinematography for Top Gun Maverick. Really great awards this year. It's such a proud time. I'm so excited to be a member of the Critics' Choice Association. Hope you were able to tune in. Go to my website for a full list of the awards, the winners, pollstripthemovies.com. I'll come back with some more awards season predictions later on after the Screen Actors Guild as we head into the Oscars. Don't forget to go to my YouTube channel, Paul Strip the Movies, as well for reviews and interviews, so much more. Thanks for watching.